Hey everybody, Lucas from our Liberty House here. We're back to another DIY project, and today we're building this 2-bin compost system. This thing is great. It'll cost you less than $100 and it'll take you an afternoon to make. Stick with us here. We'll teach you how to make this, and we'll go over some of the benefits of why this is the best and last system you'll want. We live in a under quarter acre residential lot here in Northern California with a modest sized garden, and I know you're thinking like this thing's huge. It's not. We fill this thing up once every 3 to 4 months, and we're able to consistently harvest 3 to 4 wheelbarrow loads of compost every 90 to 120 days. And the benefits of a 2-bin system is that we're gonna have a side that's actively composting, and then we're gonna have a side that we're passively adding stuff to. Once this one is ready to harvest, we'll add to this one and we'll put this one into composting mode. It's just a continuous cycle. The problem with single bin compost systems is that you just keep adding, you keep adding, you keep adding, but you never get to harvest because there's still stuff that's composting. We've all been there, we've done it. We've had more failed compost attempts than probably successful ones, and this is the one that really flipped the switch for us. So I'm here today to share with you guys exactly how we built this bin. It's a great bin. It's 6 feet long, 3 feet tall. Each bin is a 3 foot by 3 foot cube. Makes it really simple to build, easy cuts, throw it together. The whole front of this thing is removable, so we can easily get to the compost to harvest it. If you guys want to see how we harvest it, find our day in the garden video, harvesting compost. If you guys are ready to get going, hit that like button for us and let's go. All right, so let's go over the tools and materials we're gonna need for this project real quick. Chop saw, miter saw, screw gun impact driver. We got some exterior 1.5 inch screws, exterior 3-inch screws, staple gun for the chicken wire, level or straight edge, speed square, tape measure. Pretty simple, easy tools for us to get this project done. And moving on to the wood, we need 2 8-foot 2x4s, redwood or cedar, 2 8-foot 4x4s, redwood or cedar, and then 27 6-foot dog-eared fence pickets. They're 1x4s. And lastly, we're gonna need chicken wire, about 25 feet. They come in 25-foot rolls, 36-inch tall. We're gonna be using 24-inch stuff because we have a bunch of extra from other projects, but if you want to go top to bottom, 36-inch, 25 feet. Let's get cutting. All right, so the first step of our project is going to be cutting our 4x4 posts. And the great thing about this compost bin is all of our cuts are at 36 inches. So we'll cut 4 posts for the corners out of this 4x4. We'll cut 4 supports for the middle out of the 2x4s, and then we'll cut a bunch of fence pickets down for the exterior. All right, so now we did all our cut work. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build the back. And I left 7 of the fence pickets out for the 7 boards in the back because they're gonna run the full 6 feet. And so we'll lay these, and we do a 2-inch gap. And a little tip is if you have some scrap wood laying around, cut yourself a 2-inch spacer and then just lay it up nice and flush. Tack one in. And then we can move to the other side, use our spacer, make sure we're all flush. Screw this one in. That'll just save you a ton of time from having to measure, mark. So just find a 2-inch piece of wood, measure it, cut it, and then just use that as your spacer. And we'll do that all the way down here. And you can alternate the dog ears if you want, or just put them all the same side. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be the back end of the composter. All right, so we did 2-inch spacing all the way down to the bottom, and you can see the bottom's obviously not 2-inch space. And we did this because the bottom of your bin's gonna be when it's like the most composted, it's gonna be dirt, and we don't want that falling out or spreading out. So we do the bottom ones a tighter spacing just to the very bottom of your 3-foot post here. And then this will help keep all your finished compost in the composter. All right, so the next step, we're gonna build our center divide, center support, and this is where the 2x4s are gonna come in play here. All right, Liberty, she wants to help. So we'll start with putting the fence pickets all the way down again, and then we'll actually sandwich them with the other 2 2x4s. All right, so this is where our other 2 2x4s are gonna come in. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna wedge the center fence pickets in between. And so that's why I said we need some 3-inch exterior screws. We'll just do 3 per side all the way into the other 2x4, and it'll sandwich them in and create our center divide. All right, next step, we're gonna install our center divide to our back panel. That way we can stand this thing up and we can start building the wings. So we want 2 3-foot size boxes. So we're just gonna mark 36 inches in a couple places. And this is on the back side. We're just making a couple marks on the back side so we can screw in through these boards to support the center one. So I just take my straight edge here. Make a couple marks. And that'll just be our center line. Screw in. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we got this laid out, and we're gonna put the center divider board matched up with our line top to bottom, and then we'll screw into the 2x4. So this by yourself, this takes a little wiggling around. All right, I'm on at least on the top, so I'll tack one in here and we can still move the bottom. And I use some longer 3-inch screws for this too as well, even though I'm only going through a 3/4 inch board here, just to give us some support. All right, so we got the basics of our frame here. Now we're gonna rotate some things around and we'll start building our wing walls. By yourself, this is gonna be the toughest one to do just because we'll stand this one up, we'll lay, we'll screw in this backside that's really supported, and then we'll line this one up and get it in. So after this, you'll have your nice little square and you can just keep the process all the way down with our spacer. This one, you want to line it up with the back of the 4x4 and level on the top. And then we'll move over to this one. You want to make sure we're as square as possible off the go, or you'll get wonky at the end. It's not an exact science, it's a composter. It's not your wife's new kitchen or something. All right, so that first one's in. We're sturdy, and now we can just use our spacer all the way down again. Continue all the way down, just like the back and the middle. All right, so we built our 3 walls, and now it's time to set up and build the frame for our door. And if you guys haven't been paying close attention, like, oh, this is really easy, it is. check back in here. We're gonna teach you like the quick and easy way to build this door, so you don't have to unscrew every slat like in some commercial composters, and we don't have to worry about hinges or sliding doors. This thing just pops right out, 2 screws for each door, and we're ready to harvest. So we've got these fence pickets laid from the far side all the way here to the middle, and then we'll just tack these in. These will be permanent. We'll do the other side, and then we're actually going to use the fence pickets as our door frame and the door, so it'll match all the way through. All right guys, time to build the fronts, the doors, and what we're going to do is we're going to lay our fence pickets out. And I already drew a line 8 inches in on each side, and that's going to give us our inner boundary to where to screw into these vertical supports. And this thing will look exactly like the side and the back panels, but they'll be together and they'll slide, they'll hold right in here. You'll slap a couple screws in here, and then they'll be good to go until you're ready to harvest your compost. So like I said, I already marked these lines. We're going to spread them out, use the same 2-inch spacing in between boards, and that'll be one door. Do the other side. Basically got a composter. All right guys, both fronts doors are built. This one's installed, and I just kind of want to show you how they work. So I used some 2.5-inch or 3-inch screws. One on the top, one on the top there. And this thing here just lifts out. You can put it off to the side on your other board, and then you can scoop all your compost out. Time for the chicken wire, final step. Definitely not mandatory. We just like it because it helps keep some of the smaller stuff from spilling out when you're turning or moving your compost around. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna staple the chicken wire in. Like I said, you could use 3-foot wire, get all the way around. We had some leftover 24-inch wire, so that's what we're using. We'll just wrap it around, stapling it in, and then make sure when you're doing your fronts is when you're gonna have to cut it so they're separate from the rest of it. It's not the easiest thing to do, it kind of sucks, but it'll help your compost bin out. Thanks for watching. We hope you guys found this informative and you'll build one just like it for yourself. Make sure you like and subscribe this video for us. Find us on Instagram or Facebook. Have a great day.